Good morning, and welcome to the Women's Coffee Club. Thank you so much for coming. We created this club to provide a safe space for women to share and inspire each other and to learn from a different presenter each week. And so fortunate this morning, we have Karla Kopp to be presenting the path to creating your dream come true. So Karla, that's an amazing topic. If you don't mind, tell us a little bit about your background and why you decided to choose this topic. Thank you, Karla. Go ahead
Oh
and take it.
gosh, caught me off guard. So I'm Karla. I am a licensed social worker, and I have three certification coaching certificates. I I've been obsessed ever since I did the Dream Builder program. I've been obsessed with dreams come true. So I actually started a business, or I have a business name of coaching for dreams come true. And I love it. And then my life, as you'll see in a little bit, my PowerPoint has just kind of become a series of dreams come true. And I don't want to spoil the PowerPoint, so I'll tell you. I'll walk you through it.
I have allow you to share your PowerPoint at any time that you want to do that, Karla.
Okay. So we're ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this is creating a path to dreams come true. Like I said, I'm a licensed master social worker. I have 3 coaching certificates with the Health Coach Institute with Brave Thinking and Mike Dooley. And I want to share a little bit about the processes to create my best life and dreams come true. So these are some of my biggest dreams. The first one was a career to help children find homes, and I wanted a master's social work degree. The second was I had 3 boys, and I would love to have a girl. The third was live on a cruise ship for retirement. And the fourth is creating a coaching business and the dreams come true. So the first 3 began, or I guess the first 2 really began as a child, when I was a child. The third one, living on a cruise ship, happened in 96. And so I will go forward with that. So the first one, to help children find homes, I went to an orphanage in elementary school, and I decided that when I grow up, I want to help children find homes. And then at the age of 12, my parents divorced, and we moved to a very small town that was very different than what I'd ever lived in. And I found out that the benefit was that I got to see and live a life totally different than I had. And I learned so much that would help me in the goal of helping children and others.
Karla, did you share your slide?
Yes, is it there?
No. You have to I already allow you to share your screen.
It should be there. It's not.
Did you do share screen?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, wait.
Let's share, Karla.
Is it shared?
No.
No. Dang it. Okay. So should I go back out and try again?
Yeah, you should share it because
Okay.
I allow you to share.
No. We did this last night at work, and this morning it's not working.
It's okay. It's okay. This is your first time doing the share.
Okay, so
Did you press the share button?
there.
No, we don't see it. I
Not
allow.
sharing.
No.
Ugh.
What did you do?
What did we do last night that was different?
I set up the setting to allow you to share. Let me look at something else here.
Oh, wait, help me about this. There.
Nope.
No.
Is that it?
There it goes. There it
Yes.
goes. Hold on.
Yay!
It's loading.
But I'm not talking. Am I?
but the PowerPoint is not, do you see anything
not
on your
moving.
side? It says,
Hey, good morning.
There,
morning.
There we go.
is it
Okay.
good?
We can see it now. If you want to make it
Okay.
big, do you want to make it, or can everyone see this, or do you want it for Karla
on.
to make it big?
No, this is
Come
good.
on. You're walking. You're walking. You're walking.
Okay,
Lucy, you're walking.
What is it?
so
Oh,
So
I'm sorry.
we can see
slideshow.
the notes or the side panel. Do you want to have it big or do you want to
I
keep it
would like
small?
to see I would like to see the side panel actually, so I can choose.
Okay,
Okay.
Is that all right with everybody?
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay, so if you missed that first, here was my creating path to dream come true and my certificates. Here is my first dream was to help children find homes and get a master's social work degree. The second was I had 3 boys and I would love to have a girl. The third was live on a cruise ship for retirement. And the fourth was create a coaching business and assisting people with coaching dreams come true. So the first one, to find children find homes, I went to an orphanage in elementary school, and I decided when I grow up, I want to help children find homes. And then at the age of 12, my parents divorced. We moved to a very small town, and life was very different. And the benefit was that I got to see and live a totally different life. I learned so much that would help me in the goal of helping children. There were no social work schools in Missouri, and the best program was in Kansas with high out-of-state tuition. So I chose to get a Bachelor of Science in elementary ed. I was married with 3 boys and I wished for a girl. I worked in a daycare and preschool at our church, and one day a foster parent came in with an adorable 3 to 4 week old baby girl, and I held her in my hands. I mean, she was literally the size of my hands. And I said, I love her, she's mine. And within a year, she was my adopted daughter, our adopted daughter. Then after daycare, I worked for the state of Missouri in foster care and parent aid. I took a child to an appointment and I chatted with another parent aide who said, hey, did you know that KU is opening a campus in Johnson County, which is pretty close to me. They have reduced rates for Missouri residents. So I checked it out. I immediately signed up and completed the Master Social Work program. It happened that I completed it in the spring and I turned 50 that summer. Sorry. Then my love of cruises started in 1996 and 1999. I fell in total love with them. I thought it would be amazing to live on a cruise ship, to have all your cooking, your food provided, your entertainment provided, everything. No bills, meals, housekeeping, entertainment, travel, all provided, and seeing the world besides. So living on a cruise ship is actually, people would come up and say, well, that's too expensive, you can't do that. And I would say, well, living on a cruise ship is actually cheaper than land. You pay the cost of the cruise, that includes everything, and you don't have any payments for utilities, cars, and all those extra things we get on land, because you have a fairly small little apartment type place, and so you're not going to fill it up with a lot of knickknacks and stuff. So we spend way less on a cruise ship than you would on inland. Coaching for Dreams Come True. Like I said, I do have a title, the Coaching for Dreams Come True as a business. I found numerous great mentors in the last 12 years, Louise Hay, Abraham Hicks, Mike Dooley, Wayne Dyer, many more. In 2020, I decided coaching people not in crisis mode and just wanting more out of their lives and make their lives more fun. So I achieved the 3 coaching certifications, the health coach, the dream builder, and the infinite possibilities. These are a lot alike with differences in the delivery, which makes them great for different learning styles. The path to my dreams, as I look at these dreams, I notice that the first 3 were really strong desires. There was no resistance, and they unfolded gradually. children to find home. My passion was for children in general. I love younger children. In my neighborhood when I was young, and I pursued the elementary ed degree, obtained jobs helping children in broken homes, and then I found that I could and did get my master's of social work. I had 3 boys with numerous male cousins, so I had a desire for a girl, and she showed up. The cruise ship was always a top, and still is, a top excitement and always a vision. Creating a business has a desire, but it also has some resistance to it, which I'm working on, and I'm gonna get there. The biggest things I've learned is you get what you think about. If you continue to say it will never happen, it won't. You need to visualize and feel your dream, feel the excitement, feel the fun, imagine it into being. Mike Dooley recommends a visualization for 5 minutes a day at least. You create the story of your life, create a good one. It's all your choice. Life takes shape around the story you create. Discover what lights you up, what gives you energy, what feels fun, exciting, and satisfying. Let go of worries about the how. Relax and enjoy life with ease and allow the universe to figure out the how, when, and where. Follow your impulses that feel good. Visualize and feel into what you would love. Real dreams aren't hard. Self-love. Your mind is wired to your nervous system and trying to protect you. Your heart is connected to your higher power, has no worries or concerns, only options and possibilities. It will gather information and give you impulses to feel good. It's so important to listen to the messages your mind is telling you. Like, is it saying things like, you can't do that, you aren't smart enough, you aren't big enough, you aren't small enough, you aren't whatever? How's that going to happen? Well, why don't you wait till later? You're just not ready yet. Andy Dooley has a great saying, when fear arises, stop, cancel, clear, get that fear out of here. I love that. Supports to self-love, gratitude practice, being grateful for everything. Myself, I start gratitude first thing in the morning when I wake up. I say thank you for waking me up to a brand new day and go on from there. And then at night, I also thank you for this day and for those, talk about things that happen through the day. You'd really have to find out what works for you. Then there's a meditation. There's a myriad of ways for meditation, and you just need to experiment what works. I like guided meditations better, but I'm getting better at quieting my mind during that guided and also at the end of the guided. So it feels like once that guided stops, like they have music at the end of it and it fades away, then my mind just like totally relaxes for a couple minutes and I can really feel into it. Journaling. Abraham encourages positive forward journaling rather than writing about the past or what's wrong or how to fix it. I've got a lot of good experiences with gratitude and pre-paving for what I would love when I journal. So affirmations, I have affirmations everywhere, all over my apartment, in the bathroom, in my bedroom, in the kitchen, everywhere. Some of my regulars are everything's always working out for my highest good. I love being happy, healthy, wealthy, joy-filled, fun, and love with life. I love my home. I love my city, my state, my country. There's also phrases that interrupt your neural pathways, like up until now. If you're talking about something not going so well, use the phrase up until now, this hasn't gone well, however, I'm changing. And then this or something better when you're asking for what you desire, because the universe always knows a better angle than you do. So just let it do its job. Challenge your old stories and beliefs in your mind. Ask yourself, is this really true? Is it always true? Rarely something's always true. Like when you say, I always mess things up. Well, were you successful getting out of bed this morning? Didn't you make it to the grocery, didn't you get your groceries this week? I mean, think of all those things that you did right, and it's not true that you always mess up. So just be good to yourself. Change your story rather than, and I'm guilty of this one. Up until now, I'm guilty of this one. I'm so tired, I don't want to do anything. Change to, I feel like I need to get more rest, and then I want to work on, you get what you think about what's going on in your life right now. If it looks great, good. If you don't, if it doesn't, then what's a thought you could change your perspective? A new idea for something better? What would you love to be happening? Think about something you prefer and think about that. Change the subject. Create and surround yourself with positive energy, positive people, and positive information. Let go of what no longer serves you. Does this give me joy? Is it fun? Is it helpful? Am I learning from it? Is it still necessary? If I've done this for 20 years, do I still need to do it this way? Is there a new way? Let go of negative friendships, acquaintances, places. Ask yourself, how do I feel when I'm doing or what I'm with? As Abraham says, frequently, your only job is to feel good. When feeling good seems too hard in the moment, what's a better thought I could think? What's another way I could look at it? Abraham also says you can't find the solution while you're swallowed up in the problem. Did you ever get so down and depressed about something that's your road? You feel like you're just going down a deep hole of, oh, it's so awful, and what am I going to do? And, down in that depression mode. But if you can, as soon as you can, find that upward turn to what could I do to make it better? What could I think a better thought? It's going to be okay. Frequently I say it's going to be okay. Everything works out for highest good. And I go back into that mantra of it's okay. It'll be fine. It'll work out. So if we want to open up for discussion, what would you love? And do you have questions? I know Rini wanted me to stop this in a second. I do want to say I hope this helped in some way with ideas or inspiration. And I wanted to say thank you for your time today, and also to Rini for arranging these. It's really awesome that we get a chance to come in and talk about what we love and share with each other and get information and inspiration from each other. So thank you, Rini.
Thank you so much, Karla. That was, excuse me, that was awesome. Yeah, if you want to stop the share, we could open up for discussion, but that was really, I love it that you go through your life story and kind of the things that you do to help you. And yeah, let's open this up. Let's start with Marianne. Unmute yourself, please.
I wanted to thank you, Karla, for sharing. And as I admire you going through the journey you went there, like children, because children in my vision have a very special place, that you actually started that journey. You actually helped people. You actually found your purpose. And that's why you got your degree and master in social working. And I really admire that. And, adopting, girl, sometimes you don't have to give a birth to something, things showed up. And this was a great example. It was really touching what you shared. And everything that you presented, pretty much, in agreement and in alignment with. And I wanted to thank you for sharing them.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Marianne, for your feedback. Tamara. You're muted.
I don't have my glasses on, I'm trying to look.
I've been there
Sorry.
before.
I thought it was a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing. I love that you reminded us of the affirmations. I took a little screenshot of of your affirmations that you use, because I use affirmations too. I put them everywhere. But what I would like to know, because I had this desire to be on a cruise ship too. And I also had the desire to adopt children. One of my dreams is to own an orphanage one day. So it's like, so listening to you, I'm like, oh, I have so many dreams. Like, and every time I get on one of these calls, I'm like, oh yeah, that was a buried dream. That's a buried dream. Like, so I love this topic. So thank you for sharing. And how
Thank you.
much do you get paid on a cruise ship? Because I might go do that still.
Well, I don't get paid on it. It's cheaper than living on land.
Oh, you didn't work on it?
No,
Oh, cool. Okay.
But
not yet
Karla, you
anyway.
still have to pay your mortgage. You still have to rent, or do you let go of your
I'm
house
not
on
at-
land?
Since I just retired in October, I've been on 3 cruises so far, but I'm not at the point where I can just go do that all at once. I can't like just get rid of my apartment and go jump on a cruise ship and stay there. That's not in this card yet. So for right now, I have my apartment and I still go on the cruises. But eventually, I mean, we'll see how it goes because I've been on 3 so far. I've got 4 scheduled up till March of next year. So we'll see how it goes. If I'm, crazy in love with it, I want to keep doing it. Then, I've even thought about moving to like Florida or somewhere where they have a lot of the cruise ports are closer and I wouldn't have to do all the airline things. But I don't know. We'll see. Just a day at a time. I can't forecast everything right now.
That's true.
That's awesome though, huh? Living on cruise ship. You eat all the time, you gain a lot of weight.
No, I didn't. It was really funny because I eat very little when I'm at home. I'm on an intermittent fasting. And so the first cruise I did, it was a 28-day cruise. And so the first 2 weeks, I was actually losing weight. My shorts were actually becoming looser. I was like, whoa, this is cool. Because I was eating a lot. I mean, not a lot, but eating more normally on the ship. And then toward the end, I gained a little. I think I gained maybe up to 5 pounds the whole time, but that was good for 28 days. So to me.
I would love to be there with you next time. That's awesome.
The next one's in September.
Okay, that's my birthday. Maybe I'll do it.
Oh, yay. It's
That's
an
awesome.
Abraham. It's an Abraham cruise leaving from Vancouver going to Hawaii in September 22nd.
Wow. Awesome. Sue, thank you. Thank you, Tamara. Sue, go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Karla. Hey, I hope you'll check back in with us all in a year and let us know how the cruising is going. I think it sounds like everyone's a little fascinated by that. I know I am. I would love to hear how it goes on down the road. I'm also I have an adopted son, and we had put out that we wanted a daughter. So sometimes you put things out in the universe and the universe has other ideas for you. And I couldn't, I mean, I'm so grateful. We knew he was meant to be ours from the moment we saw him. So we changed our request and said, thank you very much. He's an amazing young man now. He's 27. But adoptive parents, yay.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing your journey. I just really, really appreciate when people open up and share the how of where they are now. Like, how did I get here and what have I done and what am I doing and what are my plans? It's just always inspirational, and I appreciate you doing that for all of us this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. It's like some of the things you think sometimes that it's the thing that you're doing is unique to you, but it's not, and other people learn. This cruise idea, it never really occurred to me being full time, and I was thinking, wouldn't you be lonely because people are changing because it's not the same people there? How do you make friends? I guess now with the online, with technology and everything, maybe that wouldn't be an issue. I don't know, but
It's not any different than you live at home by yourself.
true. That's true. We're not really seeing, we're online right now. You could be the same thing from the cruise.
Exactly. Yeah.
I didn't think of that.
And with the
Anyway.
cruise, I'm sure you're going to meet lots of people that are like at the same vibration level. That
Right.
that yeah, because I'm like so jealous right now. I want to be on the Abraham cruise.
I did my first Abraham cruise was last March. I did that one, and then I'm scheduled for this one September and the next one in next March. So
Amazing.
it'll be
When you
fun.
said Abraham cruise, do you mean that there's was there a workshop, there's to do
There-
that's related to Abraham Hicks?
Abraham actually comes on board and we do like a seminar on sea days because port days you're going out on an excursion. So on sea days, we have like a 1 o'clock, 1 to 3 or 4, like a 2 or 3 hour session with Abraham. She takes people up to and talks to them and answer questions things. It's a lot like her videos, like when you read
Wow.
those.
It's like, can you imagine Tony Robbins' cruise?
Uh,
Joey, go ahead. Thank you. Joey, go ahead. Joey is coming up with her golden birthday here. You're already on mute. Go ahead, Joey.
Just the internet is
She's in the
the
Philippines, so
internet
the
here is a
internet.
little
Yeah.
weak. So I don't know. We're here in Baguio, out of not in Manila. But anyway, can you understand me? I'm not lagging.
yes, yes, you're okay.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. I love that you follow the same LOA gurus that I follow, like Abraham Hicks, Wayne Dyer, Mike Dooley, and the affirmations that you do, we also do in the family. So I love that sharing, and also I love your lifestyle that you're doing cruises. I mean, that's the kind of retirement I want to have. One of my bucket lists actually is to go on Abraham cruise. Like really, I really wanted that. She has a cruise this July, and I said, "Oh my God, if only I had the money, I would go on that cruise." And I also wanted to be. I said it's either that or Tony Robbins in Birmingham. And the thing was, I applied for a crew in Birmingham and I got approved. We got approved, my husband and I. And then I already booked for Birmingham. We got our visas, and it's just that my visa starts in July, and my husband's visa starts in August, and the event is July, and my birthday is July. So I thought, oh my God, I really am not going to see either Abraham or Tony Robbins. And then that's when I had the idea that instead of spending for my birthday, I would just donate whatever funds I have for my golden birthday to support these children. They're not children, they're moms actually. This out of school moms to go back to school and finish their senior high school. And it's so cheap. For just $500, you'd be able to send them for one whole year. So I said, okay, this is going to be my charity for my birthday. And yeah, thank you for all those who donated. We were able to enroll 10 students already. So I don't know if there will be more, but they are mostly moms. And these moms have kids already and they didn't think of finishing high school, but then we gave them this opportunity. And did you know that LaSalle University is one of the top universities here in the Philippines? And the usual tuition there is about 180,000 a year. But this is just like 500 pesos. So you try to imagine the difference, and we're able to send them. So thank you for supporting me. And yeah, I think the message here is to find your passion, love your life, and live fully, and share the learnings to others. So thank you for sharing,
Thank you.
Karla.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Joey. You're always so wonderful, and what a great thing that you're doing, with the charity and helping moms who were not able to finish high school, to donate toward that cause. That's just amazing. Thank you for all you do. This is amazing story from everyone here. Lori, do you have something to share or feedback?
Good mornings. Can you hear me
Morning.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so thank you so much for sharing your journey. That was really quite inspiring for me. One of the reasons being is you have you started off in your dream building with Mary Morrissey, as many of us, I think on this call probably have. And, when I get so inspired when I hear everybody talk, because you've all done something with programs that you've taken, and I so far have not up until now. And so for me, it was just a really good reminder that anything is possible, and that you just really need to get quiet with yourself to figure out where you want to go. So yeah, it was really awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Lori. And I think the idea of this whole dream building process is that you have to lean in. Sometimes the path is not always clear, but you need to lean in. Like what's the next step? Like what would take you closer to where you want to go? And it may not be what it is, but you have to just do it. And I think the most important thing to me is to take action. Do it even when it's not clear that's what you want to do. Take action. And then once you get there, oh, this is not what I wanted, you pivot. You change your course, you do something different. Yes, it may cost you time, it may cost you money, but every single failure is an opportunity to learn. So I'd say take action, make corrective action, and pivot. And I think that's the whole thing. What I'm hearing from everybody is that I think that's kind of the experience that the worst thing that can happen is when you do nothing, when you just like so feeling hopeless and depressed and just do nothing. And I think that's probably the things that you don't want to do. But thank you, Lori. Faith, last week you were talking about how the setback in your life, Faith, are you there? You're talking about how you feel like you're defeated and that you feel like you're not making as much progress as everyone else, and that things are not going well with you because you're just focusing on this trouble or problem you have. And then remember I said some of us have been at this dream building program, and Mary Morrissey taught us about this up until now. And I think I heard from several of the coaches here saying that, including Karla, up until now. So Faith, if you want to give your feedback again, maybe several of the coaches here on the call can help you try to navigate that thoughts. Go ahead, Faith.
All right. First, I'd like to say I'm inspired by this lovely lady realizing many of her goals. And I think if she wants to live on a cruise ship, that sounds exciting and fun. And I think it's really important that whatever is your cup of tea, you give it a go and take action. When I've been open about the struggle I'm having, that's really been hard because sometimes if I do it, I get a lot of criticism, and criticism is not what I need. It's encouragement and new ways of thinking. So I've always loved God, and I pray and I practice gratitude. And in my personal goal setting area, I haven't manifested what I want there, as honestly, I've really never have. I've always manifested what I didn't want. So that's really what sort of piqued my interest in learning about manifesting, because I'm like, oh, well, everything I don't want, or I'm afraid of, or I'm fearful of, that keeps happening and showing up. So, what are the odds that only rubbish is going to show up? If rubbish can show up, then there's another side of that coin. And I realized that, as Joyce Myers says, and many others, I was suffering from stinking thinking, which for me has been a huge challenge. It's kind of like driving a car where the clutch don't work anymore. A huge challenge to push that into another gear, because I guess the habit or the way the river is routed, that stinking thinking shows up a lot. So I thought about maybe going to AA to learn how they teach people about different thinking, because alcohol is only one form of escape from our misery. That I was thinking, well, how I have myself trapped and this stinking thinking, even though I really hate it, it might be providing me, because it's familiar, with some sort of a safety. That I need to be willing to let go of it and be open. So I've been actively searching and working on um, changing my thinking. So now, whenever I think of something I don't want to have happen, and I'll give you an example. My one and only car is broke down again. And this last time when it broke down, it was a slight thought. It was a fleeting thought. I thought, oh, okay, the car's been working for a couple of months now. I hope it keeps holding up. I'm so grateful that it holds up. And I hope it don't break again. And I thought, is because I ended that, even though I was being grateful, that I hope it doesn't break again. The reason it broke again, and the water pump went out, and we've been having like 104-degree weather. So I'm not saying at all I understand it. As a matter of fact, like when I listen to Abraham Hicks, I want to write her, or if she can feel my brain waves, I want her to do Abraham Hicks for dummies, because sometimes when she's talking, I don't understand what the heck she's talking about. But so I'm like, okay, regroup, go back to what can I do? I can be grateful. And I love nature. So I get up in the morning, and I think I probably mentioned this once before. I get in touch with my five senses about what I love about the earth and the planet, because it is so very beautiful. So I think about hearing birds sing, and how the morning air feels on my arm and face, and how the sun, when it's coming up, looks like a beautiful diamond through the tree leaves. So I think on those things, and I'm grateful for those things. But sometimes when I have to go back to my real life, if I was an alcoholic, I would want to be drunk, but I have a built-in safety thing that, like, after I have a drink, I don't feel good. So I don't do that. What I used to love to do was eat Krispy Kremes. I used to tell people Krispy Kreme donuts, fresh Krispy Kreme donuts were my drug of choice, because I'd love to go into that sort of carb coma. But I don't. I had a big health wake up call, so I don't eat Krispy Kremes or any kind of sugar sweet processed anything. So I have been effective at changing some things, but it has been so hard that a lot of times my thinking is focused on problem solving, and I have begun to think, wow, I wonder if being stuck in problem solving is keeping the problems. And then you kind of become afraid to think, because you don't want to think of anything bad or focus on what is bad, because you don't want anything else bad to happen. So I'll try to go neutral, like go back and look at a flower, or or take my shoes off and feel the earth underneath my feet, or get on my mat and do some yoga. And now I'm also actively, I never knew what I thought about affirmations. I love Louise Hay. I went in the mirror and I tried saying, I love you, you're wonderful. But I just felt like such a fraud that was, didn't feel genuine to me. So I went to what I love and what I'm grateful about. I love being creative and just trying to get in a better vibration. And I'm not alone. I mean, there's lots of people in the world that they suffer from stinking thinking and got themselves in a pickle. And at least, I'm aware I'm in the pickle and I'm trying to work out of it. But that changing the thinking is a challenge. I have hope that I can change my life and actually have some fun and happiness. But I'm not really sure about how manifesting works. I guess I think it's kind of like wishcraft. But if I can think of something bad like the car breaking down and then the water pump goes out that week, why can't I think of uh, miraculously getting a brand new car, and maybe that could happen too. I mean, I don't see why there can't be a yin and yang. So I'm encouraged when I hear other people get their dreams, and I'm not jealous. I love it. Um, I would like it for me too. So anyway, that's where I'm at.
Faith, thank you so much, first of all, for acknowledging where you are right now and for being so truthful and honest in allowing yourself to share on this platform with all of us here and trusting us with the information. We have several coaches here. I'd like your feedback, please, for Faith. Go ahead, Karla.
So what I would say, Faith, is that I've worked with people in crisis mode for the last 30 plus years. I worked with children in foster care and their families, and I worked in hospitals for 17 years with very sick people. The last hospital was people that had gone to the first hospital, but they were so chronic, like they required a ventilator for a longer period or antibiotics for 6 weeks or whatever. So working in that environment was really stressful, and it wasn't always a happy, healthy, wealthy feeling. So these things that I talked about today are really what saved my life and changed my life, because without those things, I'd be crawled up in a hole somewhere. I mean, it and my life in general, just my history is not, fabulous. I'm not trying to say it's horrible, but it wasn't all perfect or, at all. So I've struggled, and I'm pretty independent, but that's because of my history. And like I said, it's these things that I talked about today that have kept me going, and that now I'm actually living the life of my dreams. The cruise ships, like I said before, it's been my highest excitement for decades now. And so I just want to say hang in there, and good job on what you are doing. I mean, I agree completely with the nature and being outside. That really helps. When I'm feeling out of it, I go out on my balcony, or I love being at the pool, or just going outside and being in nature. So hang in there, keep at it, and always just think of what you would really love. Like what's something better than this thought, and tell a different story if you can. It's a day at a time, not
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Karla, for your feedback. Marianne? Can you unmute?
I was just listening. So at this time, I don't think I'm not a coach actually. At this time, I'll let other people talk.
Okay.
Okay.
Joey?
The internet is really lagging on my part. I didn't hear most of what she said. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Tamara?
No, sorry, I'm moving around. But I was listening to everything. And Faith, wow, like you are using all the tools, all the tools. I remember when I first started, I couldn't even get up off my floor. I was crying so bad. So, and here you brought yourself up off the floor, you've got your tools, and you're moving forward. You know, when I finally got up off the floor and I went to church, and then I was telling somebody at church what I was doing with the Dream Builder program. Oh my gosh, I got so much resistance at the church because they're like, that's not godly. Well, if you go into the Bible, everything that we're being taught is in the Bible. These are the steps that Jesus took. So when you were talking about witchcraft, I went through probably a year of resistance because I thought, oh my gosh, am I doing the right thing? Am I really on the right path? And when I finally let myself just speak to God, just sat and spoke to God, that was the biggest aha. That was the biggest moment, because God, when he's not going to let all of this other stuff hurt you unless you let it hurt you. You know, he's there for your comfort. And everything that happens in this world is for the greater good. And that's one of the biggest affirmations that I would keep telling myself. So all of this just is happening for the greater good. What is that greater good? So then I started asking myself, what is that greater good? And I found out that it's because I'm supposed to help women become confident. I had the least confidence of anybody I ever knew at the time that I started in this process. And now, like, I wouldn't even be able to get on this call when I was now I'm sitting, so okay, I wouldn't have been able to get on a call like this when I first started. I was so shy, I wouldn't talk, and I felt like everything I said was wrong. And after some time, you started using the tools like you are right now. And it's like, it just gradually starts to build confidence in you. And then one day you look back and you're like, wow, who was that person? Who was that person? Look at me now. So, and I already hear it in your voice, how much you've grown. And I'm like really impressed. Like, you're doing this on, like, just putting yourself in situations that are going to grow you, and you're finding them. You're aware of where you want to be and where you were, and you're right there, and you're just keeping growing. And that's all we can ask, right? There's nothing evil or witchcrafty about it. This is all what Jesus wanted, like, right? He told us in the Bible that in Jeremiah 29:11, you know, he wants you to be prosperous and happy. He doesn't, you know, of course, I'm not quoting that correctly. There's so many scriptures like that in the Bible. And this is like, this is what really gets me, because churches sometimes like to get people to do things out of fear. And that's not what we're supposed to be. And in fact, it says in the Bible 365 times not to be afraid. So take those into consideration when those thoughts come up about witchcraft, because that's not what it's supposed to be. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to enjoy our lives. And when, you know, those things happen with your car and things like that, we have this pattern of thinking, oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't happen. But if we say, my car is healthy, my car is going to get me wherever I need to go, then things will shift. Even when we're in the hardest points. I know lately in the last, I don't know, few weeks, it's because I keep growing. It seems like things come up so that I can deal with them. And that's how I look at it now, is I look at it as, oh, this is here so that I can deal with it and put it to rest. So, and I think that's what you're doing, especially with those tools that you're using. I'm really so proud of you. Be proud of yourself too.
Yes. Thank you, Tamara. you know, Faith, the fact that you're coming here every week, you're learning from these women, all from all of us. That's amazing that you're showing up. You're here. But
That's
one
right.
thing I want to say about the as far as action, like, you know, in the dream building program, we look at the different areas of our life, our finances, our career, our relationship, all of that. So like in your area, I know you say that you're not at a place where you want it to be. You know, if you were to focus on one area of your life, what is it? Let's say it's finance, because you've said this before. You know, where you are right now in your career, what are you doing, and what do you think you can do differently? Like, what is it? I mean, like, and then take the step toward that. You know, I don't know. I'm just giving you an example that you know, kind of review where you are and what area of your life you wanted to improve, and what step can you take, and then take that step to make a difference. Lori, I see you there. I think you want to say something. Go ahead, Lori. Omeka, I didn't forget you. I'll give you a chance after this.
Hey, well, actually, I hadn't, but one of the things that I will say is that, you know, when you were talking about, you know, attracting the same things over and over again, and, you know, maybe attracting things that you didn't want, I think there's some truth to that statement, because, you know, for me, I've just came out of a terrible relationship, and it's probably the fourth time in my life that I've been in this experience, and it kind of felt like I was going from, you know, a fire to a tornado to a volcano to like a deep depths volcano. And so when I was talking to my counselor, I said, you know, I don't understand why I think so differently than all the other people that I know. And she said that it was because, you know, because of my childhood, I have a different way of thinking about things. So my thought processes are not recognizing some of the symptoms or the signals that other people are recognizing. And so we started doing some work on boundaries and recognizing all of that stuff. And, you know, now I'm so thankful for that, because I'm able to, you know, really think about things in a different way, and think about, you know, recognizing signals much easier. And as a result of that, that is changing my patterns. So that was what I had to, my thoughts when you were talking was, you know, maybe shifting some of your pattern thoughts may help you to manifest all those positive things. I hope that makes sense.
Thank you, Lori. Yeah, Faith, I know that sometimes we have to change our language. You know, our Lori is talking about our thoughts and our language, the way we say it. Like, you know, if you could shift it around, focusing, if you're focusing on all the bad things, and the bad things is going to be dominating your thoughts, and that's what's going to happen. I'm not saying this is overnight or anything like that, but I think that you are already kind of shifting just from what you're sharing with us. So, what did you say? Feeling, I don't know. You said something on the chat, Faith. I couldn't read it soon enough. Sue, do you have anything to feedback? Any feedback, Sue?
Oh, hi. Sorry. Well, I'm not a life coach, but I have had a lot of life, and I can tell you that what you're doing is amazing. But I also want to say, sometimes you just gotta give yourself a break. And it sounds like you're just being really hard on yourself a lot. And you're doing all these things right, and you should be celebrating. I mean, what you're doing, the way you're reframing your thoughts, it's a lot of work. And if you weren't raised to do it that way, to think that way, it's freaking hard, right? It is hard to reframe because it's easy to fall back into old patterns. I think what you're doing is incredible. You are on an amazing journey. And I have no doubt you're going to get there because of the effort you're putting into it and the thought you're putting into it, that you're going to succeed. You're going to reach your dreams. I'm not even honestly worried about you. I'm like, she is doing everything right. She is following the path. The only thing you're not doing right is I think you're being too hard on yourself. And I think you need to give yourself a break. And some days just suck. You know what? They just suck sometimes. Bad things happen. And it's okay to say, you know what, that just sucked. And I messed that up, or I didn't do this or that right. But you know what? You always get, that's the beauty of life. There's always a fresh day, a new start. And it's always there's always the opportunity to improve and learn. And every time I've messed up, I have learned 100 times more than when I've been successful. I'm grateful for every time I screw up because I learn. And I'm not grateful for when others screw up, but I do try to learn from their screw ups too. I'm never grateful for that, but I am grateful for my own. And I just want you to give yourself the opportunity to celebrate you, feel great about the progress you've made. And when things are really rough, just, taking that walk in nature, taking a break, giving yourself a break can make all the difference. So I'm celebrating you and all the progress you're making. It's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sue. We're running out of time here, so we need to quit pretty soon. And if any one of you need to leave, feel free to do so. Omeka, I keep saying I was going to give you a chance.
No
Go ahead.
problem. You don't have to. Everybody said it all. That every testimony and every comment back. I missed the beginning, but I really didn't. So we're ever present at all times. So yeah, I'm just cheer you on, Faith. You're doing great. Just tell yourself you're doing great. Do your mirror work. You just listen to this recording over and over and listen to yourself. You just gave yourself all the things to do, and you're doing them. So that's how you can speak on them. So yeah, you're sounding stronger and stronger and stronger. All right. Cheers to everybody. Enjoy your day.
Yeah,
Peace and
Faith, you're amazing that you show up every week and you're willing to share with us, you're willing to learn, and just keep doing and just taking the steps that you think is, in the direction of your dream, and just keep going. And we're here for you. We're cheering you on. With that, I just want to say, Karla, thank you so much for presenting today. And all of you ladies for being here, for supporting Faith. So I really appreciate it. Faith, do you have something you want to say to close this out?
Yes, thank you. What I was putting in the chat was I was summarizing the feedback of the great thoughts that were shared with me. And I want to let everyone know I appreciate them. I have no intention of stopping. I want to heal. I'm just absolutely driven to heal my life. And that means physically, spiritually, and emotionally. So I want to thank everybody for their positive feedback. And I send love and very much appreciate.
Thank you. Karla, I'm going to give you an opportunity to, I said I was going to close it out, but I forgot, do you want to say something before we close?
Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your feedback. I'm gonna admit that when I started this, when I was doing really well, I wasn't nervous about doing it. I thought it would be fun. But then that second that it was actually real and I had to start talking, it was like, oh my gosh, they're not gonna like it. I mean, all those flood of thoughts started coming in. And then to hear you guys say, oh, that's so cool. And that was just like, that was so cool. Thank you.
You are really cool. That was a great presentation. Thank you again, everyone. All of you are so awesome. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and see you next week. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Rennie. Thanks,
You're
Karla.
welcome.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.